The next method that we're going to look at is completing the square. Now, completing the square has the advantage that it will always get you the answer. So with factoring and the square root property, sometimes they can't get you the answer, but you can always get the answer with completing the square. So there's a lot of steps to completing the square. Step 1, we want to get the x squared and the x term on one side and the constant c on the other. So normally we're always trying to get all of our terms to one side and 0 on the other, but that's not the case for completing the square. So step 2, we want to find half of b and then square this number. And then we want to add this number to both sides. Step 3, the left will factor as a perfect square trinomial. And step 4, we want to apply the square root property and then simplify. So there is a note that this process only works if there is a coefficient of 1 in front of the x squared. So if x squared has a coefficient other than 1, the first step is to divide every term by this number. So on question number 13, I want to have my x squared and my x term on one side and my constant on the other. So I want to add 32 to both sides. So x squared plus 4x, and then I'm going to leave a space here, is equal to 32. So I'm leaving a space here because I want to put a number there. So my next step is I need to get two numbers. And the first number is half of b, or half of 4. So half of 4 would be 2. To get my second number, I need to square this number. So 2 squared is 4. Now I actually want to use the 4 first. So I want to add 4 where that blank space is, and then also add 4 to the other side. So I have x squared plus 4x plus 4 is equal to 36. So the left will factor as a perfect square trinomial, meaning it's the same number. So x plus 2 times x plus 2, or x plus 2 squared. And that's where we see this first number again. So that's why I recorded it here, because I knew it was going to come into play again. So x plus 2 squared is equal to 36. So now I can use the square root property, which means I want to take the square root of both sides. So that will get rid of the square, and we have x plus 2 is equal to plus or minus square root of 36. So x plus 2 is equal to plus or minus 6. And then if we subtract 2 from both sides, x is equal to negative 2 plus or minus 6. And then we can actually find our two answers. So negative 2 plus 6, negative 2 minus 6. So x is equal to 4, and x is equal to negative 8.